We are going to jump right into this lower body workout for today. We'll start with a nice wide stance. You can turn your toes slightly out, your heels slightly in. We're simply going to move into a hip hinge, so a deadlift. So we reach down towards the ground, heart, belly, chest to the thighs, and then we reach up with a big breath. So as you inhale, come down, and then reach to the sky. So feel that elongation in the spine, a little bit of a stretch in the inner thighs. And we're connecting body and breath here in this opening movement. We're in each of these movement patterns, these warming movement patterns, for just about 30 seconds. So we'll switch to our hip flexor stretch next. Let's turn over the right foot, left knee comes down. We're going to reach up, place your hands on your front knee, and start to deepen into that hip flexor stretch. If it feels good, you can slightly lean over to the right so that you feel that stretch across the front of the left thigh. This is an area of the body that can tend to be chronically tight, so it's good to create that spacious quality before we start to lift our heavy loads. After this, we're going to let the hands come down into lizard pose. You can walk your right foot out slightly. So here, feeling that deep stretch in the inner right thigh. Try to keep your heart and chest lifted here. You can kind of sway side to side, just exploring and deepening that stretch wherever you need it most. We'll be here about 5 or so more seconds, and then we'll come into a tabletop position. We'll send that right leg back. Let it extend right behind you. So this extension is to activate the glutes, and then let's round the spine, hug that knee nice and close to the chest. Inhale, reach out, extend, really engage the glute, and then exhale, round it. As you inhale, come up, keep hips and shoulders square. So try to avoid that right hip popping open. Instead, really activate the glute. So you feel the very center, that biggest part of the glutes there working to lift the leg. And from here, we'll step the right foot to the right hand, left foot to the left hand, coming into a squat with a rotation. So we squat and rotate. So as deeply as you can go, and then that little bit of a trunk rotation at the top. Breathing in as you come down, rotating to step up. These movements can be nice and slow, just starting to lift the heart rate a little bit. 2 and 1, coming into the hip flexor stretch on the other side. So right foot steps back, left foot is forward, hands to that left knee. Sink deeply into that hip flexor stretch. Press down through the top of your back toes. So you keep the top of that foot pressing down as sort of an anchor, and then from there you can stretch and elongate. You have that stable point that then allows you to stretch. Lift the heart up and away here. Last 3, 2, and 1. We'll take the hands down to the inside lizard pose now on the second side. Again, here you can twist and move around till you find the stretch that you need. And acknowledge any difference you feel between the stretches from left to right. So a lot of our practices will aim to correct those postural imbalances, those muscle imbalances that can happen from front to back, left to right, so that we have better posture and we generally feel better holding our bodies in space. From here, take that left leg back, extend it up nice and high, and then exhale, round, hug that knee close to the chest. Inhale, re-extend, try not to arch the lower back, so the leg is lifting by activating the glutes, not by arching the spine. Connect to your breath here. Extend, reach, engage, and then exhale, round it in. Last one like this. From here, we're going to come into our kneeling position. Lift the arms up, bring your hands behind your head, big, nice and open. And then it's hips to heels, lower the heart, belly, chest toward the thighs, and draw the hips up into extension. So we flex the hips, we come into that hinge, and then we power up with that extension. So getting us ready for things like deadlifts, this hip hinge pattern here. Last one. Bring your hands down, roll over your toes. Come into a nice ball pose squat, so stretching the calf muscles, the feet here, and then slowly extend the legs any amount as you let the head hang heavy. So don't worry about straightening the legs here. It's more about just feeling the elongation in the hamstrings, giving a little bit of a stretch without that pull or even pain that can come sometimes with a standing forward bend. Last one like this. Inhale and exhale. From here, nice and easy, we'll roll bone by bone all the way up to standing. Take a big breath in and a slow breath out, sigh. That is a quick warm up for the lower body, and now you are ready to get into your workout.